Hey everybody, welcome on back. Bigman1542 back yet again with another Overwatch 2 patch notes video. So today we're going over the July 2024 patch notes. This is going to go over a whole bunch of crazy stuff. I'm not gonna lie. The changes this mid-season patch, bonkers, brother. Like, we'll get into it here soon, but I'm gonna prepare you. All right. We're not ready for this. So to start off with, we have the Overwatch 2 and Transformers crossover. Insane what's going on here. So we have Optimus Prime as Reinhardt, as I like to call him, Optimus Prime Heart. I can't wait. Don't judge me. I most likely will get this skin. I'm not gonna lie. I just love Optimus Prime and Reinhardt. It's gonna happen. I'm sorry. I hate giving Blizzard money, but it's gotta happen. We also have Megatron as Ramatra, Bumblebee as Bastion, and RC as Ayari. Which, crazy stuff. I kind of picked more of a Tracer as RC. But you know, it's whatever. It's fine. So this will be in the premium shop until July 22nd. So if you do want to get these as well, be sure to collect them before the 22nd. I'm most likely only going to be getting the Reinhardt one because Reinhardt, brother. We also have the Summer Games coming back. So we have Lucio Ball and Winston's Beach Volleyball coming back. For those of whom that are into that kind of stuff, there you go. Also, the new lifeguard skins from Roadhog, Lifeweaver, and Kiriko finally, starting on July 30th, actually. So you got quite a bit to go for that one. We finally have the Mythic Weapons. Thank God. Add the Mythic Bound Demon Weapon skin to your arsenal on July 23rd. All right, so we have a couple days. I have been training for this moment recently. You will see in a video later. I have been training. The first Mythic Weapon skin is going to be, of course, for Reinhardt. I cannot wait. It's going to be a change based on your gameplay, showing epic dynamic effects. I'm sure it's going to be super cool when it actually comes out. I can't wait for it. Thank God you can use your mythic prisms for this. I can't wait. I'm so glad we don't have to actually pay for them. We can unlock them through the prisms. That's great. I love that. We have the general updates, introducing player surveys. So after match is done, you may occasionally be invited to participate in a web-based survey that you can complete on PC or using a mobile device by scanning the on-screen QR code. It's a chance to let us know how you have been enjoying Overwatch 2 and help identify areas where the game can be improved. We'll see if they actually listen to the player-based feedback and whatnot. Just the volume levels of health pool impacts when shooting enemies with base health, shields, armor, or over health. Made the sound cues clearer as to what health type you are damaging, which is pretty cool. Glad that they made it a little bit more clear as to what it actually is hitting. It was noticeable, but amongst all the other noises that was going on at the same time, it's kind of hard to kind of pick up what was going on, especially getting into what we're coming up here next. So in the hero updates, general, the armor flat damage reduction increased from 5 to 10 per projectile, which is big yikes for a lot of the tanks, especially as I've seen Ramatra be pretty tanky when he is in his Nemesis form. So that's going to be interesting to see. Enemy health bars now display when they are at their low health threshold. Armor changes have had a positive impact on which heroes and damage types are slowed down by armor health. We're increasing the damage reduction on it to further widen the pool of heroes that are significantly affected by armor's defense. Again, armor is going to be playing a pretty huge role, especially as tanks. We're gonna find out how much, because I've noticed a lot that armor has been pretty tough to get through. So coming up here, tanks. The passive is being changed up again. Ultimate generation reduction increased from 30 to 40, which kind of crazy. We'll see how that goes. So we're going to be getting less ult. But the knockback resistance reduced from 50 to 40%. So we'll be getting knocked back even less. Cool. The developer comments here. Dealing damage to tank heroes will be slightly less rewarding with the increased reduction to the ultimate generation and will help to balance out the increased healing they may receive with a change to the damage roll passive in this patch. While the knockback resistance was generally useful for tank heroes and the emphasis on positioning, it was also reaching the point where it was difficult for players to tell if knockback abilities were having any effect on them. It definitely was pretty hard to notice if they were even getting any kind of knockback, especially with like Brig with her flail. But yeah, so that's going to be interesting. The ultimate generation, especially. We'll see how that goes. It probably won't really notice that much, honestly, just 10%. But we'll see. So first tank that we have being changed here is D.Va. D.Va's defense matrix, her maximum duration will be increased from 3 to 3.5 seconds, which will definitely be a pretty huge impact, especially on those very intense fights, so to say. Her also her micro missiles will be getting increased pretty significantly, from 4 to 5.5 damage. As you can see here, from they'll change the damage from 126 total to 153 total with direct impacts. So yikes, that'll be fun. Doomfist, his passive, which generates overhealth whenever he hits a target. As you can see here, overhealth gained per target increase from 35 to 40. And the delay before all the overhealth begins to drain increase from 1 to 3 seconds. Wowzers. That's going to be interesting, because that means if you hit every single person with your ability, it will 40 times 6. Wait, no, 40 times 5. That's hilarious. Yeah, 200 health. Wow. Crazy. So for any Doomfist that are actually decent at the game and can actually get out while they're ahead, that's going to be insane. Junker Queen. Also, her commanding shout. Overhealth increase from 150 to 175, which will be definitely a good boost, that's for sure. And her Adrenaline Rush. So the wound damage self-healing multiplier increase from 2 to 2.5. Again, I'm kind of interested to see how that works, how much more that would actually help, if it even feels like it is a significant change. Mauga. Good God. I have to say, Mauga, it's Mauga's season again, man. His overrun, knockback damage increase from 25 to 30. Stomp damage increase from 60 to 75. Cardiac overdrive, duration reduced from 5 to 3, which is fine. Life steal increase from 60 to 100%. Damage reduction increase from 30 to 40. Allies now receive only half of the life steal and damage reduction effect value. I have seen some crazy stuff with this thing already. I've seen Mauga out damage a Bastion in turret form behind a BAP window. Mauga was just able to kill him instantly. Almost instantly. Like, Bastion actually died before Bastion could get through his armor. Next up we have Orisa. Not much of a change. Definitely be noticeable though. So her fortified damage duration increased from 3.5 to 4 seconds. Not bad, but not as bad as Mauga. Next up we have Ramatra. Nemesis form bonus armor increase from 225 to 300, and his pummel damage increased from 60 to 65. I've also seen some crazy stuff with Ramatra's Nemesis form, being able to survive a Bastion in turret form yet again. So next up we have Reinhardt, my boy. So his barrier is finally getting increased from 1400 to 1600, will be from 140 up to 160 per second. And his charge, when it impacts a wall, the damage will be 300 instead of 275 as it was before. Not much of a change, but going up against a tank, it'll definitely help out quite a bit. So next up is Roadhog. His Pigpen arrow damage after activating increased from 30 to 45 damage per second. Recovery time reduced from 0.55 to 0.4 seconds, and the cooldown now begins immediately when used instead of after a short delay. I noticed that they said that Pigpen ability wasn't very useful outside of being used in the chain hook combo, so they're increasing the potential threat if an enemy stays within its area. As they said, I don't really see Roadhog using Pigpen as like a deterrent. Honestly, I see it mostly used in the combo. Not gonna lie, but maybe this will change things up. I doubt it though. Sigma, his rock or aggression damage increased from 40 to 80, so it now deals a total of 120 damage. I also didn't think that Sigma needed a buff, but I'll take it, I'm not gonna lie. I will say Sigma is still the most balanced tank that we have in Overwatch 2, which is great because I love Sigma. He feels amazing. I love being able to play Sigma and not feel gross, because when I play Mauga or Orisa, I feel gross, obviously, because they're OP, you know? Alright, next up we have Winston. Tesla Cannon, secondary fire charge time reduced from 1 to 0.85 seconds. And his Primal Rage maximum health increased from 500 to 700. Tesla Cannon, I say, is a pretty good change. reducing that time for a full charge. Power Rage, I can see that. I noticed that Winton was getting pretty melted recently, especially with the recent changes and whatnot with the DPS passive. Wrecking Ball, quad cannons, automatic reload time while transformed reduced from 2 to 1.6 seconds, which is good. I like that. Adaptive shields, allied overhealth transfer ratio increased by 50%. So use up to 50 overhealth per target to grant allies up to 75 HP, which is great. Again, another useful buff to Ball. Zarya, getting her barriers health increased and the duration increased between both of the bubbles. That's really it. Good change, I'd say. We'll see how it actually plays in game and whatnot. Ashe, Bob now gains the tank role passive abilities, so he won't be knocked back as easily, thank God. That's been happening to me way too often. The damage roll passive, now only half as effective against tank heroes, so 10% healing reduction, which is great, I will say. That'll definitely help keep the tanks alive more often, and it'll actually maybe be fun. Who knows? We'll see. Next up, we have Cassidy, aka McCree. Again, another nerf, which is crazy for Cassidy. His primary fire fall-off range is getting hit again by another 5 meters. I get it. Not gonna lie, because he is close range. He has a pistol. You know, that's not really a sniper. I get it, but I don't get it because poor Cassidy. Actually, no, never mind. Screw that. That's what he gets. I still can't get over the magnetic grenade. That's what he gets. Pharah. I don't know if this is a buff or a nerf. Concussive Blast, explosion damage reduced from 30 to 0, so now it doesn't hurt you. But they increase the knockback radius to 8 meters and increase the knockback by 11%. I haven't actually played against Pharah yet to see actually how it feels and actually how far it actually sends you. I did not feel like Pharah needed a buff, honestly, or whatever this is considered. Ana, duration of effect on tank heroes decreased from 3.5 to 3 seconds on her sleep dart, which makes sense since, as it says here, they are the easiest target to hit. So yeah, I mean, I can see that. That's fine. Ayari, allies no longer see the destroyed UI when healing pollen breaks, which I don't really get. I mean, I understand how it could be distracting, but I didn't feel like I was getting distracted by it. Well, I guess I could see how other people can be, but I didn't experience that. So next up we have Zen, ultimate cost decreased by 10%, so he'll be getting his a little bit faster, which is fine because healing wise, you don't really get much healing as Zen. Especially if people keep blocking your line of sight and losing your healing orb, which, I mean, in my rank it happens all the time. Let's see. They fixed some bugs, some general bugs. I have noticed that Sombra, I don't know if this is actually part of the change or if it's a bug with this latest patch, but apparently Sombra, whenever she is near an enemy, the entire enemy team can see the invisible Sombra. So hopefully that gets fixed soon, because that just breaks Sombra. Honestly, like, she's almost useless if the entire team can see her if one person sees her. So I don't know how I feel about that. There are some good fixes here with the heroes. Fixed ally tracking phase targets been revealed by Infrasight. For Cassidy, D.Va fixed an issue with self-destruct hitting targets behind barriers or collision. So if you're experiencing questionable deaths by D.Va's ult, maybe that will fix it. We'll see. Kiriko fixed teleporting to Echo as clone ends, making the swift step ability to break for the remainder of the game. So some people were experiencing swift step being broken when Echo's ult ended, and they tried to swift step to her at the same time, which is absolutely insane to think of because I never experienced it and I had no idea that was even a thing. So glad that's fixed. And then for Life Weaver, fixed an exploit with Life Weaver tree hiding sim turrets in the payload, which again, never experienced it, but thank God that's fixed. Roadhog. Fixed Roadhog's weapon model and placement, being largely higher wearing kaiju skin. That's interesting. Yeah, that is it for the patch notes. I really hope that y'all enjoyed. Thank you again so much for hanging out with me and going over the patch notes with me. Not too sure what to think about some of these changes, especially the Malga changes. Those are a little bit sus. Kind of scared about those. We'll see how that plays out. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you again next time. Have a good one. Bye.